run away on this night, do whatever we like. We will see things clearly, on top of the world is what we deserve. So listen, baby, listen carefully, 'cause I got something to say. I feel us fading, listen carefully. Let's stop this charade, stop this not too late to be heard. So tell me what I need to know. Tell me what I need to know. And stop this charade.
From a given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride. I swear I never thought it would matter if I'm gone by now. All my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good. You got me good. I keep on driving till it bends, still it feels like I pretend. Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving and driving.
feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Look at the beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. Getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day.
Here we go. It must be getting close. It is sparkle time. Welcome to Mentoring with Sally. Today we're going to be talking about burnout and how to use automation to avoid it. But before we kick off, let's start the week with the sparkle song.
Always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light. Just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light. Just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine.
All right, we're about to kick off with the sparkle song and 6 ways you can avoid burnout using automation. Welcome to Mentoring with Sally, and I'm Sally Sparks Cousins. If we don't yet know each other, I am an automation nerd. Totally love tags and squiggly lines and sexy, sexy numbers. I'm the founder of the Sparkle Class Academy and the creator of the Freedom Funnel Formula. And today we're talking about how to avoid burnout using automation. I'm going to talk about 6 different places you should be automating so that you can avoid burnout. Even with all the work-life balance that we all talk about, according to a Gallup survey, 74% surveyed said that they have experienced burnout in their job. Now, this isn't just an American problem. It has even been stated in the World Health Organization handbook, because burnout, it's not a great thing. We tend to kind of overlook a lot of things and do repetitive tasks, and just the symptoms themselves from burnout are actually start off really small, but then blow up into something really big. You see, I went through burnout back a couple of years ago, and literally the neurons in my brain just stopped firing, and I could hardly get out of bed for about 2 months. You know, it can start with as something as small as, you know, feeling energy depletion or exhaustion, right? And then you start to get this mental distancing from your job, your business, or feeling negative and cynical about your job. And then eventually you start to reduce your professionalism and your efficiency. And then you can end up like me, 2 months watching Netflix because I just could not find the energy to get out of bed. So for those that are out there streaming, listening to this on the live stream, let me know, have you ever suffered from burnout, or are you really good at keeping a work-life balance? Or maybe just sometimes you feel like you're that hamster on the running wheel, always running, never seeming to get anywhere. And you know it's because you're spending so much time doing repetitive tasks, posting all over social media, and you know there's a more efficient way, but you just can't figure out exactly how to do it. Well, me as an automation nerd, that's what I do. Now, if this is your first time joining us for Mentoring with Sally, this is something that we do each and every week. We can see here, we have Kimberly jumping in from South Dakota. Hello, Kimberly. Sandy Smith coming to us from Atlanta. And Susan says, just super tired of doing the same thing every day. And Kimberly agrees. Yep, that has happened to me. Well, today we're going to talk about 6. Oh, get your numbers right, Sally. Jeez. 6 different things in your business that you should be avoiding and doing automation to help you more productive. Now, if you really think that you're going to like this content, or you don't ever want to miss another live and you're catching me on the replay, then I recommend you head here, go and chat with Dr. Sparkle. She's our automated bot, and she will ensure that you get reminders every single week when we go live here, right here. Right. Well, most Mondays or Tuesdays, depends on what time it is in your world. But this time, right now, look at your clock. It's about 6 minutes past the hour right now when I'm talking. So we go live here most Mondays or Tuesdays, unless we're in launch week, which means training week, where we run free training. And guess what? That's happening next week. We are. If you want to enroll in our upcoming free training, then head to the freedomfunnelformula.com. Yes, it's with the freedomfunnelformula.com. We have a brand new training that will be kicking off this time next week. So if you're not yet registered, make sure you get on in there and get registered. All right, so let's chat about burnout. Right? Feeling depleted in energy, and eventually, you know, your neurons don't fire properly and you end up stuck in bed like I did, unable to work at all. I literally nearly gave up on my business. I was about to just say, let's just refund everyone. Let's just cut our losses and just, you know, give up. But luckily, you know, I did realize that I'd done a lot of hard work, and I went and got some help and spoke to some people and worked through it, ended up with a psychologist and therapy to help pull myself out of the rut. But there are lots of things that you can do that will actually help you to reduce your burnout by setting up some really good systems. So here are 6 different things I want to chat to you about today, which is, first off, social media, right? We all have to work, well, not all of us, most of us, if we're running an online business, we all have to work on social media, and you should start thinking about scheduling those tasks, right? We try to do it once a month. We schedule all of our regular, reoccurring things that are consistently going up on social media. And these are really low value tasks, but they still have to be done. And when you're feeling like you're constantly posting on social media, who feels this way? Like you're always having to post. Rather than trying to think of content every day, sit down for one day or even half a day and write a plan of what you want to put on social. Spend another day creating the content and then schedule it. And then you don't have to be on there consistently. While, these are really simple tasks, they are so time consuming, right? And before you know it, you're bogged down in all of this repetitiveness of constantly being on social, feeling like you need to be everywhere all the time. And it becomes stressful, it's unfulfilling, and you will become more prone to burnout. Using scheduling tools will eliminate these repetitive tasks, and honestly, it will allow you to work smarter, not harder, and it'll free up more time for you to develop better strategies in your business in all aspects of your business. And one of the ones, once you've got social sorted, is starting to think about marketing automation. So marketing automation is a system that allows you to nurture and also attract people to you, and you can develop multiple marketing campaigns without feeling like you're constantly chasing people. So who experiences this where you've got no customers, right? And you go out there and what you're doing is trying to get new leads. And so you hustle, trying all different ways in where to get new leads into your business. And then what you do is you end up with customers and you're serving your customers. And what happens to your lead gen? You stop trying to get new leads into your business because you're busy serving those that are already in your business. Now, here's the problem. Eventually, those beautiful customers that were once leads will all be helped, will all be served, and they're ready to move on because you've transformed their lives, right? That's amazing. But then what happens? Again, you are stuck with no clients. So what do you have to do? You've got to go out there and hustle again to find new clients. This is like the entrepreneurial Groundhog Day. Hustle, serve, hustle, serve, hustle, serve. Honestly, it is just an unsustainable way to run your business. What you should have set up is marketing automation that allows your funnel, your leads, whatever you want to call it, people coming in and giving you their email address consistently. And then when they get onto your email address, the automation is nurturing those beautiful people, is looking after those amazing humans, because every single email address is a real living, breathing human. If you suffer from getting emails and then just letting leads die on your list, right? They go cold because they never get looked after. Then this is where marketing automation will come in. It will ensure that they're always being loved on, always being cared for, because we have a rule. Always build a fast path, always build a slow path, but the most important one is no dead ends, which means every lead keeps moving through your CRM and is constantly being loved and nurtured. So let me know on a score of 1 to 10, even DM me, with marketing automation, how automated are you? 1 being, I have got nothing, and 10 being, I'm good. I never have to worry about getting new leads in the door. On a scale of 1 to 10, and if you're on a live out there, let me know. Whereabouts do you sit? Should you have better processes in place so that you don't burn out, constantly hustle, serve, hustle, serve, hustle, serve? Yeah? Awesome. All right, we're getting some numbers coming in here now. We've got a 7 from Sarah. She's a client, I can tell. We got 3 coming in from Yulanka. Unknown user says 5. Well, I'm glad to see you're getting there, but there's always room for improvement, right? And when you know that you've automated as much as possible, because you see, the top end of your marketing funnel is where it should be a little less human-to-human contact. Now, human-to-human marketing is super important because we still need to speak to people, but we want to be super smart about where we delegate our time. Now, the third one is sales automation. Now, as a business in this online space, in the years or the era that we're in right now, in digital style businesses, you need to set up sales and workflow automations. Now, sales automation is the process of automating the repetitive tasks that you have to free up your time for more strategic work. And sales automation can streamline your business to truly increase your efficiency and also your conversions. Sales automation is a process of making really high quality tasks, because by the time they get to the sales department, they're closer to the sale, right? They're no longer being marketed to. Now the people are sitting in the sales department and they're a little closer to actually becoming a client. Now, these are the people that we want to spend more time with and give more human to human connection with. But there are things that we can do and automate, like when to follow up via a phone call. Rather than having post-it notes all over the place and, Excel spreadsheets coming out the wahoo, you can automate follow-up calls. You can even automate sending voice messages to people. Any emails that you might send out, reminders for people and potential customers. So the use of technology here in your automation will allow that the time you do spend with that human-to-human connection is the most beneficial. And all the follow-ups, sending voicemails, text messages, reminders that they don't miss their, discovery sessions with you, all of that can be automated. So think smarter, right? So it may take you a little bit of time to set them up. But every time you find yourself doing the same thing 3 times, stop and ask yourself, can this thing be automated? Now, it might be a 10-minute task, and it takes you half a day to automate it. But then guess what? You never have to do that thing again. Now, it takes years to get all your automations set up, but always be looking for opportunities to build automation into your business, to streamline processes so you can work smarter and not harder. The fourth one I want to talk to you about is your admin. The processes that, unfortunately, no matter what industry you're in, it takes a lot of administration to keep your business running, right? You get cluttered down in processes that can be really stressful to consistently be managing. Also having, a massive to-do list. Who feels like sometimes there's just so many things on their to-do list, they just want to crawl back under the covers and call it a day and hope that they wake up and it's gone. With a huge to-do list, you simply struggle to get things done. And it's so time consuming when it comes to a lot of the administrative tasks. And why waste time and money on these, inefficient processes when some of them can be automated? Adding automation and using software the right way allows you to create really streamlined workflows and cleaner processes, right? Automate those elements of your business that you can so that you can use your time more efficiently. I'll give you an example. Every time a receipt comes in, I just have to hit forward and it goes, if it comes from a certain email address, it can forward those things straight to Receipt Bank, which attaches it to Xero, and I don't have to worry about accounting and all the things, right? So even the to-do tasks, reminding you what needs to be done versus trying to flounder around and figure out what is the highest priority tasks. There are so many things that we have to do that we really don't want to do. And until you can start hiring yourself out of those jobs, automate as many of them as you possibly can. Now, here's a really good one. And honestly, when I started doing this, it changed the way I did business. Segmentation is number 5. Segmentation of your leads. And what it does is it separates your audiences into different groups based on common factors like their purchasing behavior or their demographics, their interests. And this allows you to really target your marketing so that your audience receives the relevant content. So, for example, we have an automation that's set up that's called cycling offers. And in between, when we're running a launch, what we'll do is we'll send educational information to people, and based on the way they interact with it, it segments them out and it shows us what are they interested in the most. Also, segmentation can help you to really dial in those emails that are delivered to those people. So if somebody's more interested in learning about, say, sales calls, they'll get more educational information on sales calls. If other people want to learn how to run boot camps and challenges, they'll get more information on that. And if someone wants to know more about how to really utilize Facebook groups to get high ticket clients, then they'll get more information on that. As well as that, we also score and segment our leads so we know who are closer to this sale. And they're the people that we're going to definitely spend more time with. And those that have just met us, they'll go through an orientation series. Now, with our orientation series, what we can do with those guys is we can watch the way they interact with the emails. And if they don't open any, then they're not that interested in us. If they open all 5, well, that's a person who we should probably reach out to. And that's by segmenting those people through an orientation series. So segmentation, it was a game changer. When I started to work out how to actually, work out who needed my time and who didn't yet qualify to have my time, and also how do we deliver the right type of content to different types of people who are looking for what they believe is the thing that they need or want. They believe that they, really, really want something. And, what we do is we give them what they think that they need right now so we can later on show them what they actually really do need. And segmentation was huge for that. Now, the final one, number 6, and I have to be 100% honest with you, I still struggle with this because I love my business so much that it takes me away from sometimes the people that I should give more of my time to, meaning my family. But I had to put this in because as well, the best way to learn is to teach is setting up your schedule is number 6. Now, you might set a schedule for yourself, but do you keep yourself in mind? You see, it's easy to kind of blur the boundaries when you work from home and it is your own business. Just 5 more minutes to send that last email, you'll tell yourself, and then suddenly, an hour's gone. 2 hours have gone. And you repeat this cycle way too much that you eventually burning the candle at both ends. It's so helpful to make sure when you're putting your schedule together that you always try to keep yourself in mind. And here's another hot tip. Make your schedule available and public so your team can see it. Not only will they be more aware of where your meetings are and where your bookings are, but in some cases, they can also help to keep you accountable if you're working late or going overtime. Also, give yourself breaks. Now, for whatever reason, we feel that to be productive, we need to measure that in how long we are chained to that computer. But we know better, right? Scientists have actually said regular breaks allow us to be more focused and more productive. So if you feel like you're not working hard enough, it may be because you're not actually taking enough breaks. So if this sounds like you, I want you to try putting some of these workflows in place and actually schedule regular breaks in your calendar. Who eats lunch at the desk or skips lunch altogether? Now, back when I was working at McDonald's or pouring a beer behind the bar, you know, even when I was working in a sandwich shop when I was 14, we had mandated breaks. We had mandated lunch breaks and 15-minute breaks as well. But when we work our own business, we tend to forget, right? So start to build that in. I mean, when I was working for Centrelink, which is a government agency here in Australia, corporate, very corporate, you know, sometimes I would eat at my desk, but then I was naughty. I used to smoke. I would go outside for a smoke and actually walk around the building, which wasn't too healthy. But also I would walk around and up and down the office stairs, and sometimes hide in the bathroom just to get away from people. So yeah, I was eating. I wasn't really, you know, taking a break at my lunchtime, but I was using other times to kind of get up and walk around. So how many of you actually get up and take lunch? Or do you skip lunch? Or do you skip breaks and lunch? Right? Now, I try to every day, you know, it doesn't happen every day, but I would say 3 to 4 days of the week, stop and have lunch with my husband. Funny thing, right? I'll go and have lunch. Going to have lunch with my husband, and my team will say, have a good nap. Because I sometimes do, you know, food coma and all. I'll have lunch with my husband. We'll watch something on Netflix together, or we'll have a chat, and then maybe I'll have a nap. I really find, for me personally, with my health issues, and I've got some autoimmune problems, that nap in the middle of the day really helps. And then I work a little later into the evening. So block off time in your calendar to step away from lunch if you're finding it hard to do so, right? And here's one that I want you to think about. Taking short little breaks. Now, sure, you've taken care of lunch and you've taken care of breaks, but there are some really great productivity techniques that you can do. It's called the Pomodoro method, okay, where you build breaks into your schedule and you will use them and you'll actually perform better. Now, the way this method works is you work for 25 minutes, right? And then you take a 5-minute break. And then you do another 25 minutes and a 5-minute break. And you do this 4 times, and that is the Pomodoro method. Now, what you can do is you can even set up reminders to pop up on your computer to remind you to take your 5-minute break. And then after that cycle of 4, you then take a 15-minute to 1-hour break, depending on the day and the time of the day. But that Pomodoro method was actually created by, I think it was a student who, I can't remember the name, but he was finding he was working and getting really unproductive and just wasn't able to focus. He was jumping onto social and all the things and not able to focus. So by setting these 25-minute breaks, in that 5-minute break, he would look at social then. It was like his little reward, jump onto Twitter for 5 minutes to kind of break away. Also, another one is, which we're trying to practice more here in the Sparkle world, is looking away from the screen, giving our eyes a chance to exercise and not having the same focus point all day. Now, these automations that you can set up for all of these breaks, there's lots of ways. First, you could stick it into Google Calendar and pop it up, but that way you have to hold yourself accountable. Here's a hot tip, which when I was putting this training together, I thought, you know what we should do, and which we will, is why don't we automate the breaks to message the entire team in Slack and let them know it's time for our eye exercises or it's time to stretch those legs. So there's another way you can automate your schedule by giving yourself time away so that you can stay focused. So let's quickly recap. Number 1, schedule out your social media. Sit down for a day, work at your content. The next day, put time aside to schedule, and then you only have to do it once a month. Number 2, marketing automation. Constantly be filling your leads list so you no longer have to go from hustle to serve, but your leads are constantly coming in. Your sales automation is number 3, so that you are making sure that you know that they're being followed up well with the automation, and the time you're spending on sales calls or with those people closer to the sales process are valuable and that you are delegating your time the right way. Number 4 is streamline a lot of your admin processes, right? So that we have to do admin to run a business. Sorry, guys, we have to. But what can we automate? Ask yourself, if I've done something 3 times, can that thing be automated? And number 5, segmentation. Nurture your list the right way so that the quality time that you spend with people actually qualify for that quality time. And then finally, set your schedule with yourself in mind. So from all of those, which one are you going to implement today? Send me a DM or let me know, which one are you going to start implementing today? Because every day you put it off is another day you cannot get back. And every automation that you put off is another day that it could have been automated yesterday. I want you to work smarter, not harder. I want you to use your time the most valuable way you can. You see, we can always make more money. There is no shortage of ways in where we can make money. But we cannot make more time. But we can get back time by setting up automation to work smarter and not harder. So if you like today's episode and you want to jump in on this training that's coming up next week, I want to invite you to join us in our upcoming boot camp. I'm going to teach you a lot about automation, a lot about how to fill those leads and convert those high clients, but also how that relates to Facebook groups and micro groups and micro engagement, still being able to make 6 figures or 5 and 6 figure months, even if you've got a really small amount of engagement, and it comes down to using your time wisely. So if you're interested, come and join us in the freedomfunnelformula.com. Join the training. It starts on Tuesday next week or Monday, depends on where you are in the world. Now, I'm just going to go back through the comments here and see what some of you have been saying about the systems. Kimberly says, yes, tasks can be overwhelming. They can be. And Deanne says, I think tasks can be overwhelming with your disability in life and big goals. They can be, but we've all got things. Okay, we all have things. There are lots of people with disabilities that still continue on. I worked with a client with could not talk properly. She had I'm trying to think, Steph, if you're out there watching, but she was able to close high ticket clients, teaching them how to live with cerebral palsy, right? And became a public speaker. Yet when she spoke, most of us couldn't understand what she said, but the guys with cerebral palsy and being able to sign could. So you can not use your disability. You can work around it. It doesn't define who you are as a person and what you can do. We've all got limitations in all different areas. But if you want something bad enough, you won't use it as an excuse. You'll use it as a motivation to prove everyone wrong. That's what I did. I mean, sure, I might look all healthy on the outside, but I can tell you ain't not a lot of goodness with this body I was put into, I can tell you now. With all my autoimmune diseases and problems. Yes, Facebook user says, I was clicking on the YouTube TV last night and you popped up and it didn't play through. I'm not sure what you tried, but hopefully you worked that out. Guilty as charged. I'm not good at taking breaks, says Kimberly. Sarah says she's going to set her schedule. Great. Do that. Marketing automation, says Kimberly, is her thing that she's going to set up. All right, I'm going to come on over to the VIPs. We're a very quiet group this morning, but come turn your cameras on, guys. And I'd love to hear your key takeaways. Here they are. Hello, beautiful people. All right, Robin, you're in the dark, baby. I can't see your face. There she comes. Pop, there she's on screen. Eva's driving. Be safe, Eva. Please just drive safe. Trish is here. All right, so Robin, what would be a key takeaway from this morning's session for you? Oh, you're on mute, honey. Okay. You're not on mute, but I can't hear you. So let me figure out what's going on here. Ecamm, virtual.
I'm not on.
Oh, there we go. There you are. Hi.
Can you?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, much better.
What I love about all this is the fact that you do the thinking once, have to do the thinking once,
Yep.
and then it's set up. And I'm getting set reason. It's set up and you think about it again.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you don't have this place, every client that you're dealing with, every time, every process, everything, you've got to actually stop and do it again.
Yeah.
And that's tiring.
Yes, it is, right? And it was Tyler Garnes who said to me, ask yourself, if I've done this more than 3 times, can it be automated? And I'm like, oh, what a great statement. And yeah, it is, like, I do it all the time, even still implementing processes to this day where, we're trying something new and then I stop and think, can that be automated? Can a really simple checklist be made? But I love that stuff, right? What about you, Trisha? What was a key takeaway for you?
I'm going to investigate that
Receipt bank?
To zero.
Yes.
That I've got Echo as well.
Have you?
Yeah.
Does everybody have Echo? No? Might
No.
just be on your end then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, and I need to skip breaks. And the comfort of knowing everything is done and I don't have to
Yeah.
just send an email.
Yeah, look, that receipt bank was I was put onto that by my bookkeeper, and like an email comes in and it just shoots off to receipt bank. But also when I'm out grocery shopping or buying things at Officeworks, I can snap a receipt and email it straight to receipt bank. When I'm traveling, same thing. I'll be out for dinner while I'm away, snap a receipt straight to receipt bank. So I don't have to worry about, coming home with a pocket full of receipts, and especially with the way they print on those thermal things now too, they fade with time. Every receipt gets forwarded to receipt bank. Yeah, excellent. All right, and Eva's driving, so she's going to stay safe and not talk. Awesome. All right, so there we go. That's today's lesson. Now we move into Q&A. So I'd love to, for those who are out there right now on the live stream, this is what we do. We always do some teaching. We do some key takeaways and what we're going to implement into our business, but also we talk about our goals for the week, what we want to achieve. Now, our goals are super important, and I'd love all of the guys here in the room, because then we can actually use our dark time to do other things. But what I want you to start to think about is your goals for the week. And every single person, I can see all these eyeballs out. Let's see how many numbers we have. We've got a lot of numbers watching right now. I want you to put yes in the comments if you're going to do this goal setting activity with us right now. Now, what the goal setting activity does is I want you to choose 3 to 5 things that you want to achieve this week. But I don't want you to just randomly choose things without actually making them measurable. And also, there's a couple of prerequisites, things you have to do. Yes, Sarah's all in. I love it. All right, now let me just come down to this screen. There's probably a timer on it. There is. And we're going to mute the music. All right. Okay. So what I want to see you do is I want you to set 3 to 5 non-negotiable, must happen, absolutely must happen to grow your business. So you're going to number them 1 through 5 or 1 through 3. And one of them has to be a marketing goal. Now, just don't say, I'm going to get 5 emails a day. How? What actions are you going to take for that marketing goal so that you can hold yourself more accountable? The second thing is sales. You need a sales goal. How many people are you going to reach out to actually get, so say you're going to reach out to 20 people to book 8 calls to close 2 people. Okay. I want a sales goal. Also, mindset. What is something that you're doing to keep your head straight? Oh, thank you, husband. So what is a mindset thing you're going to do? Are you going to do a gratitude diary? Write something that you're grateful for each day. You see, 80% of business is keeping your head in the game. That stuff is hard. All right. Now, education is 10%. Okay. So I do my education in the evenings. When I'm listening to a podcast or like last night, I was kind of writing notes for today so that I, again, best way to learn is to teach. Made that last thing super important. And then the last one is innovation. Now, this is optional. If you are not yet making 5-figure months, don't go create a new ebook, right? I'm sure you already have plenty of content out there so that you can continuously measure and optimize the stuff you have. And that could fall into the sales and marketing category, okay? Or a little bit of education so that you can improve on your measuring and optimization. So innovation, if you're not just starting out, and a lot of the time innovation is building better marketing and sales systems. That can fall into sales and marketing. Innovation really falls into, creating a brand new course when you've already got one that you can't yet sell. Writing a book when you still can't sell your program. So it's optional, but I want to see at least a sales and marketing and a mindset one on your list. And think about this. It absolutely must happen to grow yourself and your business. It must grow yourself and your business. So I want you to type below your goals 1 through 5. We have 6 minutes left. I am going to put on some music while you do this. I want you now, if you're watching this right now, don't waste your 6 minutes. Write them down. And then I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to talk to you about what I then do with those weekly goals to ensure that I hit them each day. So you have 6 minutes now to do this work. Come on, get your finger out, start typing, start writing, and let's get this done together. And when you're done, I want you to type it in the chat below this video, wherever you're watching this in the world right now, so that we can hold you accountable. We'll even come back and check on you at the end of the week. All right. And for those in my community, you know where to put it. You pop it into the elite group. We will totally be touch and base with you on Friday to make sure you did those things. I can see the girls in there writing right now. Trisha, Liz is coming in to set her goals. Awesome. So you got 5 minutes left. Let's turn on some music to keep you motivated.
You interrupt me and I interrupt you. A shame. When did we start losing and stop giving? I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it. 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 Wanna release. Wanna release. Wanna release. Wanna release it. Do you remember when we carefully picked our words? So humble. Now it's like we don't care about what's coming out of our mouths. I'm sorry. I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you. But my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it. 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 So we jumped, falling fast. Said till we die, I'm gonna be there with you. But we jumped side by side, unafraid of what we can. Wanna release it. Wanna release it. Wanna release it. Wanna release it. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might miss it? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine.
Those goals. Well, we've got a couple submitted in the chat. I can see all those eyeballs went up and slowly went down. Like, I'm not doing that out there in the big wide world. Why not? Why not? Huh? It's easy to just switch off, isn't it, when it comes to the goal setting? I even wrote mine. Okay. So, Trisha, what are your goals for this week?
I have. Do have echo. My P2.
Yes.
I've been watching or starting to watch P, so getting that done.
Yes.
Education is not a problem for me. I spend a lot on podcasts and
Yeah, I don't even write them goals down.
I don't need to make any comment on that one. And marketing, I need to, not the social media type stuff, I need to put myself out there. So I want to do 2 live, 2, pretend live education sessions.
Okay. Yeah. So you're going to do 2, could you say that 2 lives what? What are you going to do with those lives?
2 education sessions.
Yep. Okay, cool. And throw a CTA on the end as well. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. Trisha, what about you? Robin, what are your goals? You're on mute, my love. She's looking for the button. Still looking. That's okay. While Robin's looking for her button, I'm going to just have a look at Kimberly's submitted hers. One, she's going to set up a landing page on the automation. I like that. So also what I like to do is, how do you know when it's done? Right? And I'll read you mine in a minute. Finish getting your website live was the other one. So what are the things you need to do to get the website live? Write them down as well, and I'll talk to you about what I do each day to do that, and then how do you know when it's done? And then write in the gratitude journal when. How often? Every day, every morning and night. Like, let's stick a number on it so we know that it's done. And keep watching, watch tutorials on Keep. Excellent. Set a goal. How many do you want to actually do? So here's mine, sales. I want to rewrite my sales sequence because we've just changed our messaging slightly. So I'm going to set up the automation as well to bring in the engaged list, and then I'm going to check that the list comes in on the set date, right? So then I know it's done. Marketing, train my team in the new tracking system, and then set up a reporting and a tracking system to make sure that they do the doing, and then I know that it's done, right? Mindset, I'm struggling again to go to bed early. I'm staying up really late and then getting up at like 5 o'clock, which is normal to get up at between 5 and sort of 7 o'clock in the morning for me. but I'm not going to sleep. I'm watching TV and I'm listening to podcasts, which don't switch my brain off. So my goal is to listen to a meditation to help me go to sleep early and every day this week. And when I achieve it, I'm going to put a gold star on the calendar so that I know that I did it. And then sales, I'm going to create a list of all my fence sitters. So every so often, our list starts kind of growing of all our fence sitters. I need a fence sitter list. And then I'm going to follow up with every single one of them individually because they deserve my time to see where they're at. Okay, once I have that list, I'll make sure I check the box to make sure each of those people have been followed up with. And I've got another marketing one that I hadn't finished writing, but that's 4 that I want to do. So as you can see, when I've done those, I've created a strategy so I know that it's also done. It's not just a guess. Okay, now my post-it note strategy, if you haven't heard this before, what I will do is I will look at my 5 non-negotiables need to get done, or my 3, and then every day I pull out things from those and they go onto a post-it note. So for example, the 5 emails today will be to make sure that all the messaging inside those emails are done with the new messaging, right? Because I believe tomorrow, the first sequence is going to go live. So I will write down emails 1 to 5, check all messaging is right, date timers are set, and I'll put it on here. So I have 3 things on this post-it every day that I have to try and get done. Now, I don't always get them all done, but they're the things that whenever I get sidetracked, I look at that post-it note and then I remind myself what today's mission is. And then back here, there's a little post-it note jar, and I screw up my post-it notes at the end of the day. I cross them off and I throw them in the jar. And I can kind of see my, dreams getting bigger as the jar there fills up in the background. And you can see that big orange, the green thing at the bottom, that's like 3,000 post-it note box that it's sitting on. All right, Robin, let's come back to Robin. What are your goals for today?
Okay, so out to 5 people per day in LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
In the LinkedIn training tomorrow, implementing. Marketing again, in content for podcast recording there. And mindset is daylizations.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I love it. So yeah, the LinkedIn stuff for you is super important, and taking one of John's strategies and implementing those. And I sent you the list, did I, for the LinkedIn checklist on how to check your connections and that I used to use? I know I started setting it up. Did I send the link to you?
I think so.
No? Okay. I thought I did. Okay, so when we go dark, I'll get that for you. So it had all the little drop downs with the automated timers and everything. So because you're doing it manually, so when you make a connection and then how often. Is that the one did I send that one now that you remember, or? I did. Oh, excellent. Okay, cool. So, in that, I can't remember. Ask John when he comes in, like, what's the maximum amount of connections? Did he tell you how many you're allowed to send out every day?
He might have.
That might be a good benchmark for you, so that you know that from that list, if you're manually doing it, you've got to hit that, request connection to X amount of people every day without, getting into trouble. So that would be a really good question. I'm not sure if I'm going to be at John's session, but writing that down, because you're doing it manually, it'd be a really good to know exactly how many per day. It's a little bit like how many, friend requests you can send a day on Facebook, or how many tags you can do. There's a limit to it as well. And then from that, we can start to measure based on, say, 50 connections a day, how many of those actually turn into real connections, and then how many of those turn into conversations. Those are really important numbers that we should be tracking, because based on that, we can then start to forecast how many of those turn into clients. Yeah, those are really important numbers, because they go to the end goal, which is the money, right? All goals, all numbers should lead to the money. And so that we can hire people, help more people, and all the things. All right, guys, we're nearly at the top of the hour, which means we're about to go dark and do more Q&A, some strategic stuff with the rest of the clients. For those people who are out there on the live stream, thank you so much for joining me. And for our clients that I know love to hang out on the live stream and then come in after when we go dark, now's your time. Come on in. We're about to get into some more of the, click by click share screen stuff to make sure everything's working along really well for all of your sales and marketing automation and all the good stuff that I can help you with. But if you really enjoyed today's episode, lesson, whatever you want to call it, make sure that you do register for Dr. Sparkle. She'll make sure that you get a notification every Monday or Tuesday, depends on where you are in the world, and you do not miss our live events, our live trainings. We do have a brand new training starting next week, thefreedomfunnelformula.com. Head there and get registered. We're already starting to kick it off. You'll even get your own personal success coach that will help and guide you personally through the training. So make sure you get registered for that. But as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income-producing activity done each and every day, and I will see you on my next live. Bye, guys.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.